the 3 best suspension training exercises that you can do to work your chest. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek Fitness, and these are my 3 favorites. Again, this is my opinion. This is not for everybody. You can disagree. If you do disagree, let me know in the comments. What am I missing? Why should I like your 3 favorites better than my favorites? I don't know. Anyway, these are the 3 best in my opinion. Usually the only 3 that I ever really do. Occasionally I'll do push-ups on the suspension trainer, but I really like push-ups on the rings just because it's just easier to finagle yourself into that setup. But for the most part, it's these 3. And the first is just a chest press with the suspension trainer. It's still a great exercise. Yeah, they're easier than doing push-ups, but you can still get a great chest workout if you're activating the muscle and your mind-muscle connection is solid. You're getting a great, and plus, if you're not going off of a door, but you're underneath a bar or something, it's a lot easier that you can pretty much angle yourself to where you're in, a slight incline push-up, but you're pretty much doing push-ups. And if you can elevate your feet, you're in that position already. But if you're coming off of a door, you can't get under the suspension trainer as much. So it's really more of an angle, somewhere in the 35 to 45 degree angle, but you can still work your chest really great doing that. So I just do that if I'm, using it off of a door, and it works fine. Or, like I said, you can spin yourself around and try to do push-ups, but it's just, easier on rings than with suspension training. That's why I just do the chest press. Then the second one that I commend to everybody that I normally do is the chest fly. And believe it or not, when you get a really good stretch on this, it is a great exercise. It's an isolation exercise that works great with suspension trainers. And depending on your leverage, it can work your chest pretty good. And I know people will often complain that they only feel it in that stretched position. But if you can get that, again, that mind muscle connection to where you're activating your chest to pull your arms in instead of just swinging your arms back around in the fly motion, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is a really good exercise. And I know that both getting a good chest press on a suspension trainer and getting a good chest fly on a suspension trainer takes a little bit of practice to make sure you're doing it properly to where you're getting great activation in your chest. But once you get it down, it's great. But my third favorite is probably also the hardest isolation exercise that you can do for your chest. The chest press being the compound, or if you decide to do push-ups. But you want to really light your pecs up. Trying to do a reverse grip fly on a suspension trainer, it's a exercise that you can do with dumbbells. You've seen it in my dumbbell videos. Exercise you can do with resistance bands, and certainly easier with both, unless you just grab, a super heavy band or really heavy dumbbells is, almost impossible. That's misses the point of it though. But doing a reverse grip fly with suspension trainers is actually tough. And after you've done some work on the chest press and the chest fly, when you get around to this one, oh boy, it's a lot harder, and some of the difficulty, I admit, has to do with your ability to balance yourself. Fine, fair, but once you get that down and you're just using the chest activation to pull your arms up into the center on the reverse grip fly, it is fantastic on a suspension trainer. Like in last week's video, we talked about how doing like a straight arm pull down type exercise on a suspension trainer is a little bit awkward. It's better with a resistance band. I'm going to go the other way on this and say that I actually like this better, doing this with the suspension trainer, than doing reverse grip flies with resistance bands, just because it's more difficult. And of course, it's, when you scale it to where you could handle it, man, it is just the best finisher for the day when you're doing your upper body or your push day or your chest day, or however you split your routines up. I love it. It's great. I commend it to everyone. I don't put it first. I put it third, because these are kind of in no particular order, just my 3 favorites. But the reason why I still think that the chest press, because that's just a go-to exercise. So it's one that anyone can do and one that you can scale. And depending on how you anchor it, you can, scale it all the way down to basically doing ring push-ups, though not as easily with a suspension trainer. But yeah, so that's always going to be your bread and butter, which is why I put it first. But this is probably my favorite of the 3, just because I like the challenge of it, doing the reverse grip fly. So there you go. Those are my 3 best chest exercises with a suspension trainer, in my opinion. Your mileage may vary on your opinion. Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't really care either way. If you want to support what we're doing, you can first subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And you could even go above and beyond that and become a patron at patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. $1 gets you in the door for all sorts of workout videos, over 100, featuring the kinds of equipment like suspension trainers and resistance bands and dumbbells and sandbags and other stuff that you see me promote on this channel to get fit at home or in your office or wherever you are. But if you're a $10 and above patron, you can get in on the gear giveaways, because all the money I get from my patrons gets reinvested into the channel so I can review products to see if you can find them helpful in your own home gyms. And if I like them or don't like them, either way, if I'm not going to use it on a regular basis, I have a gear giveaway where I give it all back to the patrons. First come, first serve. Let me know what you want in the email after I release the video to my patrons, and I ship it to them. It's just as easy as that. And like I said, those are obviously in January. No, excuse me. They're obviously in March, June, September, and December. So become a $10 patron for that 1 month to get, a $20 to $30 piece of equipment, or even more expensive than that, and then quit. What do I care? I can't stop you from doing that, and I don't really care that much. You can sell it on Facebook Marketplace, or use it, or give it to a friend as a gift. Again, your business. So consider that. I appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.